This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Two men stood before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt today on one count of murder and another count of attempted murder. In the first case, the court heard that on Friday, September 7th, 38-year-old Mark Kemp of Cox Street did intentionally and unlawfully cause the death of Lamont Johnson and attempted to cause the death of Pedro Henfield. Kemp was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until December 4th for service of a voluntary bill of indictment. In the second case, Rashad Reed, between June 30th and July 1st, did intentionally and unlawfully cause the death of Kira Musgrove, and also on June 30th attempted to cause the death of Austin Taylor. Reed was also remanded to the BDOC until December 4th for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. The men were not required to enter a plea. Meantime, a four-man team from the Serious Accidents Reconstruction Unit from here in the capital is assisting with investigations to determine the principal cause of Wednesday's deadly car crash on Long Island. According to Chief Superintendent Craig Stubbs, initial investigations indicate that the victim was driving along Queens Highway in McCann's when he apparently lost control of his vehicle, veered off the road, and collided into a tree. Medical personnel were unsuccessful in their efforts to revive him. We understand that the victim is Marcel Mize Turnquest, owner of On the Go Bar and Grill in Morrisville, Long Island. Long Island MP Adrian Gibson today in the House of Assembly extended condolences to Mr. Turnquest's bereaved family. This matter is under active investigations. And police have so far lucked out in catching the person behind it, but they can pat themselves on the back for finding the huge drug haul. The dollars and cents of it, nearly $90,000. The details are that drug enforcement officers were called to the Grand Bahama shipyard just before midday Wednesday. A search revealed that there at the bottom of a cargo vessel was a metal container with 38 wrapped packages of suspected marijuana weighing in at an estimated 86 pounds. Sold on the streets, that's $86,000. No arrest was made and investigations are ongoing. Local engineers got the opportunity yesterday to sit down and chat with others in the industry on ways to transform and modernize the services of the Ministry of Works. The opportunity came during a one-day seminar on building code adoption and upgrading. The code provides certain minimum standards, provisions, and requirements for the health, safety, and welfare of Bahamians.
At NFPA, we know that the more modern or more current our model codes are, or the building codes, or the safety regulations that are in place, the more safe the communities are, the more resilient they are to be able to recover from disasters. So given the fact that the Bahamian Society of Engineers asked for me to come and chat about what that means, how the process works, how our process at NFPA works, I think it's important for the folks here in the Bahamas to understand where those documents come from so that you have a better appreciation for it's not just something that's made up, it's something that's created through a consensus process by the experts who have to deal with it on a.
That's the Southeastern Regional Director for the National Fire Protection Association, Robbie Dawson, who says reacting to existing threats in communities coupled with existing technologies can mitigate certain risks. Now, on the whole issue of building codes brings to mind shantytowns and the government's push to do away with those unregulated communities. When asked his opinion on whether such structures should be demolished or the residents simply allowed to simply build according to the code, here's what Mr. Dawson had to say.
Which path you take, I think, is more of a local decision to make. But I know from the standpoint, if you wanted to renovate an existing home and bring it up to today's code, you have to do an evaluation of what will that cost to do versus what would it cost to demolish it and rebuild it from scratch. So I think that's a discussion that takes place locally, and it may be on a location by location basis as to which path you take. We do know that the older a building is, with the maintenance issues and the upkeep of the systems, electrical, the plumbing, the heating and air conditioning and things like that, the more likely they are to fail and cause fires and cause damage and cause a loss.
Mr. Dawson added that whatever route the country opts to take, he and his organization is prepared to help in any way it can to facilitate the decision. A New York-based company is looking to bridge the gap in the digital divide here in the Bahamas. GIBC Digital focuses on turning their clients' attention to competing in a fast-paced digital world with cybersecurity technology, process engineering, and automation and data intelligence. Meet its CEO, Greg Wood.
There are several things that led us to invest in the Bahamas. There's a great infrastructure here. You also have a government that's supportive of those investing in the Bahamian people, and so that certainly is a favorable component for an investor. We are also attracted by the fact that you're very close to the U.S., and we believe that a lot of tech jobs and work that currently goes to India can be outsourced here instead. But we also think that probably the most important factor in deciding to come here was the Bahamian people. They're people who are ready for opportunities and really want to have the ability to contribute in a global economy.
And according to Mr. Wood, stepping into the digital age has significant benefits for Bahamians. There's also the employment opportunities.
Well, we've already hired and are training 35 people and plan to hire 50 by the end of the year. We've moved a lot of our back office operations from New York to the Bahamas. It's been a great opportunity for us to reduce cost and also increase productivity. As we go forward, we plan to build a data and artificial intelligence center, and we will also build a global training center in Grand Bahama. So I think the combination of things will certainly lead to a lot of jobs. I think it will help to establish Grand Bahama as a tech hub, and it will also attract innovators who will want to work with other experts.
GIBC also hopes to hire enough trained individuals to deploy across the globe as digital facilitators. Its plans for the Bahamas include further expansion in Freeport and New Providence. Our final story is up next.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.